Alongside Halo Campaign Evolved, Halo Studios also gave us 3 bonus missions. Now these missions are completely original, made entirely by Halo Studios themselves, and they act as a sort of prequel to Campaign Evolved. And honestly, they're not great. They're not awful, but they're okay. They're very mid. Very safe. Just middle of the grounds, just nothing. So, let's go through what I liked and what I disliked about it. So, let's start with the setup for these 3 missions. So, Chief and Sergeant Johnson, for some reason it's Sergeant Johnson, they have to sneak aboard this Covenant ship, get some intel, and escape. But along the way, they come across a distress signal, a UNSC distress signal. They follow it, find a squad of ODSTs, they save them, and then they change the mission sort of to like, right, we need to blow this ship up. And that's it. That's pretty much the narrative of it. And overall, it's quite weak and quite bland, if I'm honest. The narrative is just... the narrative, again, is just so weak that it's practically non-existent. Like, it adds nothing to the greater universe, I feel, and it adds nothing to Campaign Evolved, really. It's just nothing. So let's just talk about the stuff I liked, which isn't a lot. Again, gameplay's still very good. We get access to more of the guns now that were added to the game. So we get the battle rifle straight away. We get the needle rifle, which is just as good as ever. You get access to the brute plasma rifle, which is okay. And you get access to the spiker as well, which is very, very good. I really like the spiker in this. And another thing I love is the Covenant aesthetic. I love Covenant interiors. They were always my favourite missions in the Bungie games, whether it be Truth and Reconciliation or the time that we're on High Charity in Halo 2. Those were always my favourite missions. And that's sort of it. That's really all I liked about this. The Seraph section at the end of the last mission, the dogfighting in space, it's really good. It really reminds you that this is a gameplay mechanic that Halo can do, and it can do very well. It's just not as good as how they did it in Halo Reach. Halo Reach version, great. In this, it's fun, but there's too much downtime between waves of enemies to a point where you are getting a bit bored. But it's still very good. The flying mechanics are very tight, and it was quite satisfying. But other than that, just nothing. And really, that's all I can say about these missions that I liked. Everything else I just didn't like. First off, 1, it's Sergeant Johnson with you. Why? Why is it Sergeant Johnson? Like, realistically, it should be a member of Blue Team. It should be Linda. If we're tying this into a Halo Combat Evolved story, it should be Linda, I feel. Or it could be Kelly, or it could be Fred. It should be one of them. Shouldn't be Sergeant Johnson. Also, if you're going to introduce Johnson and have him have his cool railgun, let us use it. Don't tease us like that. When I seen that railgun thing, I was like, oh, that's cool. Can't wait to swap a fucking plasma pistol for that with him. Nope, only he can use it. That's stupid. The cutscenes are still bad and awful. So they have this cutscene, which I'm going to show right now, where they find that there's a prophet on this ship. And the prophet just stands there and just introduces himself, but also each race of the Covenant. It's like, oh, the Sangheili, oh, the Ungoi. Like, bro, why is Chief and Johnson not shooting him right now? Just kill him. And why is he introducing him? Chief and Johnson know. They've been fighting them for 20, 30 odd year now. And also, we know as well. Now, I know some people will probably defend this cutscene as to like, well, this is for new players to introduce them to the Covenant. It's like, wow, do you know how I got introduced to the Covenant? I just played Halo. I just played Campaign Evolved, where I spent 8 or 9 missions killing them all. Like, I know the Covenant. You don't need to tell me. But also, even if I was a new player, I would know who these guys are by playing this. I don't need this incessant need that Halo Studios has to handhold us and be like, hey, that's a grunt, that's an elite. It's like, I know, stop. It's just really silly. And then also, throughout the course of the campaign missions, these bonus missions, you find out that they're genetically modifying the races, and therefore that's how we get the different art design style in the Halo 4 and Halo 5 elites. We always wondered, like, why do the elites and the grunts, why do they look so different in Halo 4 and Halo 5? We always just took it as like, oh wow, well, it's clearly just different art direction because everything looks different in Halo 4 and Halo 5. But now they've canonised that. It's like, no, now there's an actual in-world lore canon reason as to why there's different looking elites and all that. And I just feel as if that was really pointless. It's like, wow, you've canonized one of my least favourite things from the 343 era, which is changing the designs. There was no need to change the designs of the Covenant or anything really in Halo, and starting with Halo 4. Like, everything was perfect. But nope, 343, they were like, oh, we can design stuff better than Bungie. Our designs are much better. And now they've canonized it. Which, again, just tells me that they're a little tone deaf still. It's like, hey, people always wanted an excuse as to why they look different. So now we have it. There's the excuse. There's the in-universe excuse. It's like, no, we didn't want an in-universe excuse as to why they look different. We wanted your excuse. Like, why are you as a designer thinking you can do better than the 10-year established look of these aliens? Why do you think you can do it better now? That's what we want. And they've still not given us that, other than just ego. But I digress. Chief talks way too much in this. Like, he's having banter with Sergeant Johnson.
Oni seemed confident.
We keep quiet and play our cards right, we'll be in, out, and back by dinner.
You're always hungry.
Damn right I am.
Any way to speed this up?
Until we find a way to cram an AI into that suit of yours, it's the best option we got.
He shouldn't be having banter. He's the strong silent type who speaks with his actions, not his words. And Bungie knew this. They crafted Chief and based him off of Clint Eastwood's character from the Dollars trilogy, the man with no name. And they wanted him to be a sort of blank slate so the player could inhabit that. But they still made him do enough cool shit and say some cool shit in cutscenes to give him somewhat of a personality. Man of few words, let his actions do the talking. That's what Chief is, not banter. Like, I don't know why 343/Halo Studios have this fascination of like, oh, we need to give him a character and personality. We need to explore that stuff. It's like, no, you don't. You really don't. We like Chief as he is. He's a badass. That's all we need. And then we get to what is probably the most controversial part of the narrative, which is the character, the ODST female character. Okay, I feel as if people have been getting too angry with her. They're like, oh, she's a boss bitch, she's disrespecting Chief and all that kind of shit. Is all that true? Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's not that bad, because realistically, her entire screen time and like voice line time in these 3 missions probably equates to 5, maybe 6 minutes. So it's really not that bad. And again, people are like sort of defending her, like, well, she's an ODST, and historically ODSTs do hate Spartans, which is true. And then people are getting angry at that, like, oh, don't make excuses for them. It's like, well, no, we're not making excuses for why she's acting that way. We're just saying this is why she's acting that way. She is a bitch, but we're just saying this is why she's a bitch. And yeah, I don't like her. And again, this is the second time they do this. They're like, right, let's introduce a badass character, a badass female character, and we'll make the first thing that they do is disrespect the Chief. They did it with Spartan Palmer in Halo 4. Instantly just disrespecting Chief and just sort of giving that vibe of like, huh, you're not all that.
I thought you'd be taller.
And then same with this bitch. It's like, you're not all that. It's like, hey, excuse me, I just rescued you and your squad. I am all that. I am that guy. So I don't know why they're like, oh yeah, first thing we'll get them to do is disrespect the Chief. That shows that she's, she doesn't take no shit and, takes no nonsense from anyone. It's like, no, she's just insulted Chief, i.e. me, the player. So I instantly don't like her. And yeah, I don't like her character. And her squad is bigged up by Johnson. Like, Johnson comes in and is like, oh wow, I've heard of your squad. Your squad did that one mission on this planet. Oh, you guys are serious badass. Glad to have you on board. It's like, wow, he's really hyped them up. Hope I get to see some of that cool shit. No, we don't. They fight alongside you for the rest of that mission, and then you just get split up. And then in the third mission, you sort of hear them over the comms. It's like, oh yeah, we've engaged the Covenant, going to need a bit of help. And then you get to a cutscene, and they've killed all the Covenant in the room, and they've piled all the bodies into one big pile, and they're sort of like sitting on top of the bodies, like posing, like, yeah, we handled our shit. It's like, oh wow, you guys are tough. Oh wow, I'm so impressed. Again, we heard about the badass shit that they did, but we didn't see it. So again, I've no connection to that squad at all, or her really. She's not annoying enough that I hate her, and she does nothing else to make me go, oh, what, really? She was nice at heart, she just had her defences up. No, I don't give a fuck. And again, it was just that surface level character arc they gave her. I was like, well, she's going to hate us at first, but then she'll come around to really respect us at the end of it. It's like, I don't care if she respects Chief at the end of this. I really don't care about her character. It's just bland. Bland. Just safe missions, just really boring. Like, again, 3 missions. You had 3 missions here, and they really told nothing. And honestly, the 3 missions just felt like one big mission, because every mission has its own identity. You know, you have your sniper mission, you have your sort of maybe stealth mission, you'll have your mission where you get this piece of equipment, you know, oh, we've got the jetpacks now and we're going across the rooftops. Oh, we've got the warthog now. Oh, we've got the tank. You know, everything sort of has its different sort of gameplay set piece of like, okay, we'll start them off here, then we'll give them rockets to defeat these wraiths, then we'll give them a ghost, and you know, kind of shit like that. But in this, it feels as if the set piece that they were building up to was the Seraph fight at the end of the 3rd mission, but the 2 missions previous to that are leading up to that as well, because there's no big set piece in the 1st mission, and there's no big set piece in the 2nd mission, other than just, oh, well, you fought 15 Covenant in this room, well, now you're in a bigger room, now there's 20 Covenant. It's like, oh wow, that's really memorable. Like, there's nothing, there's no warthog sequence in this. You can hijack a ghost and a wraith, but you can't really drive them that far. It's like a really small sections that you can use them for until you have to get out and go inside again. It's just really bland. You could take any 3 mission stretch from any of the Bungie games, and each one of those 3 missions aesthetically looks differently, biome is differently, the AI allies that you might start off with or might find along the way are completely different, and the set pieces are different, and the guns that you have are different. And this, it just feels like one big mission split up. Like in Halo 2, you could take missions 4, 5 and 6 and they feel completely different. In Halo 3, you could take the last 3 missions and they feel and look completely different. Halo Reach, first 3 missions, all feel completely different. So for people saying like, oh well, they didn't have a lot of time to do a lot of variety, it's like, no, they could have, they did. Well, again, from the stories that we're hearing, they were severely mismanaged and were struggling with time to get this out the door. But that is just my reaction and my experience with these missions. Very bland, very safe, quite forgettable, to a point where the 3 missions do kind of blend together as one. And I said this in my main review, it really did feel like a strike from Destiny. But the thing with strikes in Destiny, if you've never played Destiny before, they're sort of 15-minute self-contained, really sort of side stories that add nothing to the greater story of Destiny. Right, there's 1 or 2 strikes that are sort of important, but like overall strikes are just like, oh, here's a wee 15-minute mission that you can just run through and just do that, and then that's it completed. And that's how these felt. It just felt non-consequential, because it doesn't add anything sort of narratively to the Combat Evolved story. It adds nothing to that. There's the end cutscene with Johnson debriefing Halsey, where shows like, oh, that was them getting intel of like them discovering the Covenant homeworld, which is really high charity. They showed it as if it was like some big reveal, and it's like, oh wow, high charity, oh wow. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, that fell completely flat for me. And again, that's what these missions were. It just felt like, run right through it, don't think about it. And that's what I did. Like, they tried to get me engaged with the cutscenes and the set pieces, or what they would class as a set piece, but it didn't. And kind of makes me worried. Because this was basically their appetizer of like, right, this is what we can do with the Halo Reach engine and the Unreal Engine graphically. This is what we can do. It's like, oh, like, I mean, 3 missions, that's like what, a quarter of a full game? That's not really good. That's like, these 3 missions did nothing. And if this is what you can do as a sort of like proof of concept, go back to the drawing board. It shows me that they're narratively not confident in themselves and they're not willing to push the boundaries. Just makes me really worried for the future of this franchise. Just makes me really worried. These missions left no impression on me other than just a bland impression of just, they exist. I'll probably play through them again at some point, just on Legendary to get the achievement, at no point would I ever pick any of these missions to play again just for the fun of it. Not a single one. Not even the last one with the Seraph fight. Not a single one would I pick. And that's bad. That's bad if your original missions are just that boring and bland to people that nobody wants to play them. That's bad. So 343, sorry, Halo Studios, Halo, whatever you want to call yourselves now, you're still 343 to me. Not good. Just not good. Not good at all. But that is just my experience with these missions. I would love to know what you guys felt. Have you played them? Have you no interest in them? What did you think? Thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time. Bye bye.